Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie. Werner Anderson as Matthew Swain. Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi. And Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
A new week of winter has begun in Peyton Place. For Elliot Carson, this morning seems unusually cold. Watching Elliot Carson cross the square, William Wainwright can only imagine what is in the other man's mind. He does know that Elliot Carson has acquired the means to indicate his innocence of the murder of his wife by implicating the possible murderer.
Good morning, Mr. Carson.
I'll be through with this in just a moment.
Oh, take your time. Do you mind if I look around?
No, you go right ahead.
Thank you.
Well, how was your Sunday?
Active. I went back home to Boston, returned last night to meet with you bright and early today.
That's a binnacle from an old pepper ship.
I know. I'm a boating enthusiast.
Oh, is that so? Power or sail?
Sail. I do everything purposefully all week long, and so on weekends I just like to drift around.
Drifting? I've always found you have to sail against the wind.
Oh, I talked to my law partner, and we believe that because of the new evidence, possibly...
Mr. Wainwright, I can't let you have Elizabeth's diary.
Oh, but that means...
You have no evidence corroborating Mrs. Harrington's letter.
You'll have no opportunity to establish your innocence.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Carson, I don't understand you.
Wainwright, I simply changed my mind.
But why? I'll have to find out.
Forget it. Just forget it.
I can't. Can you?
Good morning, Dad.
Aren't you late this morning?
Particularly?
I thought Monday was an early
Where's
day.
Norman?
Still having breakfast. Who is this girl?
Oh, you mean Norman's new girl?
Who is she?
Just a girl. She works.
Where?
In a store. Dad, I wouldn't try and interfere.
Interfere? I can hardly talk to your brother. But you can.
You mean about the girl?
Everything, Rod.
I've tried.
Do you have any idea who spiked his drink and tied him to the pillory?
No, but I think I can find out.
Ask Norman and tell me.
Dad, it wouldn't do any good asking Norman.
All right, I'll handle the matter.
No, I think you've handled enough for both Norman and for me. This time, I'll handle it.
Rod.
I will.
I don't want you getting into trouble.
Trouble? I'll talk to Norman.
We are a family, Rod.
Oh, yes, we are a family. Not an ordinary family, but we are a family.
Miss Anderson, how you doing?
I'm catching on.
Good.
Well, Miss Morgan, anything for me?
Yes, Dr. Morton would like to see you in his office.
Oh? Thank you. Can I leave this here?
Sure.
Ben? Michael.
Morning, Doctor.
Norman Harrington.
Yes, someone's been giving him a rough time.
And tied him to the pillory. Norman Harrington.
Would you like to follow up on it?
Oh, I'm hardly the Harrington family physician anymore. How quickly things can fall apart.
Well, they can always be put back together again.
I've always felt that things should be whole, not patched or mended. You have a buoyant disposition, Michael. You are an optimist.
Why is it that word has suddenly become an accusation?
Optimist? Well, it doesn't seem to fit anymore.
I don't like to hear you talk like that, Doctor.
Yes?
Cablegram, Dr. Morton.
Well, bring it in, please.
Well,
Oh, don't go yet. Thank you. My daughter's coming home. Oh. From South America. I mentioned her to you?
Yes, you mentioned it.
Come in.
Oh, Dr. Morton.
Well, I have my rounds.
I won't keep you.
Thank you. Good morning, Miss Choate.
Doctor. The weekly personnel report, Doctor. You'll find Miss Anderson left early last Saturday without permission.
Oh, well, that's your department, Miss Choate. I'm sure you can help her to adjust to our routine.
I wish everyone shared your confidence in my executive ability, Doctor.
Well, I'm sure they do. Miss Choate, I have good news. Claire is coming home for a visit.
Why, that's wonderful.
Yes, it is.
I'd always hoped she'd come home and stay and carry on the tradition.
The tradition?
Isn't there one? A fine tradition.
The Mortons of Peyton Place. A dynasty of doctors.
The line of physician.
Miss Choate, you've always had a very precise mind. Perhaps I should remind you that my daughter isn't always going to be a Morton.
Marriage may change her name, Doctor, but she'll always be a Morton, and we need one now more than ever.
More than ever?
People were beginning to think of Dr. Rossi as the...
Heir apparent?
Some people, including Dr. Rossi.
Thank you, Miss Choate, for bringing in the report.
Dr. Morton, about the Anderson girl. If it weren't for Dr. Rossi...
I ratified Miss Anderson's appointment as a nurse's aide.
I realize that, Doctor. I'm glad your daughter's coming home.
So am I. Call the airline at Miami. Leave a message for Claire Morton. Flight 407, incoming from Lima. Ask her to phone her father at home as soon as she arrives.
Let's see, 1:22 minutes.
Miss Anderson.
Oh, yes, Miss Choate.
Did you load this cart?
Yes.
The specials always go on the right side. A special diet can be just as important as medication. If you were to make a mistake and give a patient the wrong tray.
Well, we only have 2 specials on this floor, and I put them on the top.
Oh, I see. You have your own system.
I'm sorry.
We have certain procedures around here, Miss Anderson. Too bad you don't agree with them.
Well, I don't disagree with them, Miss Choate. I simply haven't learned them all yet.
Your duties aren't all that complicated. Why, Claire Morton could handle a task like this when she was 10 years old. Dr. Morton's daughter. He used to bring her here on Saturdays. She'd follow me around and want to help. Such a bright child. Such a bright woman.
She's a doctor herself, isn't she?
A very fine one.
I remember reading about her when she went to South America, I think.
Peru. She's on her way home now. If she spends any time here, I certainly hope our staff doesn't embarrass her. She's a woman who demands perfection. You'd better get on with that.
You're going to drop your attempt to have the codicil revoked?
No, I'm going to press it.
You certainly must realize that we can substantiate Catherine's claim that you were involved with Elizabeth Carson.
When you produce a diary, I may have to reconsider. Do you have it?
Not with me.
When will you show it to me?
Whenever I feel that...
Yes?
How did you do it, Harrington? You know what I mean. How did you get to Elliot Carson?
You're supposed to be an able attorney. But counselor. Well, counselor, let me counsel you. There's a great deal more to this than you and Catherine's father understand. And if I were you, I'd concede that my late wife's action in adding that codicil to her will and trying to take away from me everything that I had fully earned for my hard work and for my... Well, let us simply say that I wouldn't take away anything from Leslie Harrington that he had fully earned. Otherwise...
Well,
You were going to ask if that were a threat, weren't you?
As a matter of fact, I was, but I don't feel it necessary. I believe we understand each other.
You don't fully understand me, and it's better if you don't.
You're the one who's bluffing now.
Don't make that mistake. It would be a very serious one. You can't even imagine the consequences.
I'll talk to Martin Peyton. But you must realize that we'll fight you to the bitter end, and apparently it will be a bitter end, won't it? Goodbye, Mr. Harrington.
Hi, Rodney.
Hello, Allison.
Hello.
Stiff and sore?
Stiff and sore.
Skiing.
Oh, no, I didn't fall that many times, did I?
I did.
Now, we're not going to be serious, hmm?
No, we're not going to be serious, Allison. Not on a cold day on Peyton Place Town Square.
You're a character. How's Norman?
Well, he's none the worse for wear. If he doesn't wear again, I have to go someplace.
Oh, can you give me a lift?
To class? No, Allison, there's something else I have to do. You know, it's funny. I'm always asking you if I can give you a lift, and just about the first time you ask me, I have to say no.
Bye. Hi.
Hello.
New shipment?
No, new arrangement. You've seen all these.
Oh, but I haven't read them.
No? Would you like to improve your woods?
My woods. Oh, golf. It's coming back.
What?
Your sense of humor. Mustn't frown.
That has become a habit of mine, hasn't it?
A bit. We used to have more fun somehow. Both of us. All of us. Can I help?
I've just finished.
No, I don't mean arranging the books. I mean arranging anything else. Whatever it is.
Do you know... I'm Rod Herring. Yeah, I've seen you around. That was pretty flip, you slipping my brother that phonied-up drink. Me? Who says I did? Let's say I asked around. Look, no one was gonna hurt him. Good, clean fun, huh? Tying him to the pillory? We didn't mean nothing by it. Well, why'd you do it? Look, why did he have to send you? He didn't. I came on my own. Hey, kid. Everything all right? Yeah, Earl. This is Rod Harrington. No, wait a minute. It's Rodney Harrington. You know, I always liked the name Rodney. Kind of like Percy or Sylvester. I mean, real rugged.
You come here to give you a bad time, Kitch?
You must have been there the other night, too, huh?
Where?
It's all right, Earl. Daddy Warbuck's here. He knows we played around with his kid brother. And he's come here to tell us that we're naughty.
You don't look like Daddy Warbucks to me, Kitch.
I think he looks like Superboy. Yeah. Don't you think he looks like Superboy now?
With a name like Rodney? Maybe he uses that name to fool people. To hide your true identity. Maybe you are Superboy. Let's see if you can fly. You and your friends, you stay away from my brother.
Good evening, Miss Anderson.
Oh, hello, Mr. Harrington.
How's young Norman Harrington?
Well, he's home now. I shouldn't have tied him to that pillory.
Well, who would you have tied there?
No one.
You don't believe in people being pilloried?
No, I don't.
Not even Leslie Harrington?
But you would. Why?
No, I didn't say I would.
Oh, yes, you did, Mr. Hanley.
A new owner's taking over the drugstore tomorrow. I was going to take a last look at it, see it as it was. Would you accompany me into the past? I have a very special reason for asking. Please.
All right.
Come on in. Oh, boy. Dirt. How he hated dirt. How well did you know my father?
I didn't really.
Well, I didn't either, really. But I know he always liked things clean and orderly, and nothing ever was. Clean or orderly. Do you find that ironic?
I find it sad.
Oh, sad. Sad seems like such an inadequate little word.
Why?
Well, we have words like ironic, tragic, comedic.
Long words.
Precise words. For instance, Miss Anderson, how would you define your life? With a short word. Long word. Many words? No, don't go. Don't go, please. Let me fix you something. Chocolate soda with vanilla ice cream. You know, I used to work back here once in a while. You remember all that?
No.
She did. You look a little like her. You know who I mean?
I think you're talking about your sister.
This town put her in the pillory, too.
Now you're talking about me.
She hated them for it. But you don't seem to. Why?
I don't feel I'm in the pillory now.
Why? Because you're working in a hospital? You're wearing a neat, starched uniform? Neat, starched soul?
In a way, I hope so.
Well, perhaps it's a little too neat and starched for you to feel anything, even about him. Well, I know the whole story, Miss Anderson. I know what he's done to you, what he's done to your father, everyone here.
You mean Mr. Harrington?
Yes.
I don't understand you, Mr. Hanley. You don't want me to, do you?
Well, let's just say you couldn't.
Because I'm so neat and starched? Why do you do it, Mr. Hanley? Why do you hide?
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
You're doing it again.
Well, Miss Anderson, I'm going to come out of hiding soon. And when I do, so will everyone else. Good night.
Good night.
Miss Anderson? I think I've been able to locate you in the emotional geography of Peyton Place. There's somewhere in the latitude of my sister and the longitude of Allison Mackenzie. It's a rather dangerous position to find yourself in. Be careful, Miss Anderson. Good night.
Yes, good night.
here?
Well, I've been thinking and thinking. It just isn't fair. Giving up your only chance to prove your innocence?
You believe in it. That's the only thing that matters to me.
Well, it still isn't fair. You have a right to clear yourself.
You're not stopping me. Harrington is.
He killed her, didn't he? Well, what are you going to do?
Wait. Just wait. There's one thing I learned in prison. I learned how to wait.
Well, Oh, good evening, Mrs. Mackenzie. Elliot.
What do you want?
I wish you wouldn't leave, Mrs. Mackenzie. This concerns you, too. I'm talking about Elizabeth's diary. What have you done with it?
It was you.
Of course.
And why didn't you give it to me? Why did you have to leave it?
You still have it?
Yes.
What have you done?
Nothing.
Nothing? The chance to prove another man was in the beach house. A chance for a pardon.
Paul, you know Elliot didn't kill your sister?
I know he's protecting someone.
If I am.
If you are.
I served 18 years.
So did I. I testified against the wrong man. It wasn't your voice I heard. It was Leslie Harrington's. You know that. You both know it. So do I. What are we supposed to do? Reach an agreement where we can let the man who killed my sister go unpunished? Elliot, I want you to give me back that diary.
Give me some time.
18 more years?
Paul.
Well, what are you going to do? Threaten to destroy me instead of Harrington? Now, something has to be done. I'm going to do it.
Monday on Peyton Place, Rob Lee continues his efforts to settle the score with Norman's tormentors. Now stay tuned as Trevor Howard stars in the D.H. Lawrence classic Sons and Lovers on the USA Movie next.